Hey there, friends. Mark Allen Jr. here, voice actor, streamer, director, among other things. You may be wondering why I sound kind of weird and why I look a little grizzled, and I will get to that in a minute. But first, I want to give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to the staff of Anime Los Angeles 19. It was just this past weekend in Long Beach. ALA is one of my hometown cons. It was one of the first cons I ever attended as an industry guest back in the day. I used to go as an attendee, so it was an honor and an incredible joy to be a part of their featured guest roster this year. And it was honestly basically a flawless event as far as I could tell. Everyone there was so nice. Every staff member I met, from the basic of staff members of the lowest of the rung of the individual departments, to runners, to department heads. It was incredible. You guys were amazing, and thank you for running such a wonderful convention and making it such a great homecoming for me. I have not been to a convention since 2019. I had not been to ALA since 2015. I think 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. And it was great. I had a wonderful time. Unfortunately, and by no fault of the con staff at all, I want to emphasize this exponentially because the staff were incredible and amazing. Dashel and his team were awesome. So thank you, everyone, again, at Guest Relations and the entire con staff. But unfortunately, I did catch COVID attending the convention. This was tough for me, because this was my first trip home that wasn't just business in several years. The only other time I had been home was for a funeral, so it wasn't the most amazing time home, and I didn't really have a whole lot of time to visit either. And so there were family and friends I had not seen in years, none the least of which my niece I have not seen since her first birthday party in person. So catching COVID after the con meant that those last few days that I was going to be spending with family and friends had to be cut short. I was not able to visit my family. I was not able to visit friends. I spent the first day after the con bedridden, basically. I am not the most immunocompromised, but I do have a vitamin D deficiency that runs in my family. So I'm susceptible to illness, and I take illness pretty hard. What you're hearing is day 3 of rest. I was able to isolate, thankfully. Big, huge shout out to my dear friend Edward Bosco for coming in clutch to help out with that. Was able to get home double masked, super safe as much as possible. And unfortunately now my partner is also suffering the symptoms. So what is this all about? Well, what I want to say is I would love to see a change in the con society, if you will, in what we as nerds and geeks and fans do in regards to how we behave and or take care of ourselves during conventions. There is a long-standing stereotype about the stinky con goer and how people don't, take showers and don't, deal with proper hygiene. The fact of the matter is we are not in a post-COVID world. We are in a COVID world. The pandemic is now an endemic. It's here. We cannot escape it. I waited since 2019 to do more cons. 2020, everybody was in the shutdown. 2021, some people started going out, and I was like, I don't trust it yet. 2022, I started looking at more and more people going sort of back to the normal, and I was like, I still don't feel comfortable doing this yet. And then, government stopped caring about tracking cases. Nobody was reporting. Media stopped talking about it. But COVID is still very much here. It is still a serious illness. It is still something that affects people differently depending on their own individual immune systems and what they are capable of fighting off. And it is still highly contagious and does still have a very long gestation period in terms of once you catch the illness and how long you can pass it on. Sorry, my tea's ready. So what that means is that I, as a working voice actor and director, am now incapable of going into work, right? First, I can't go to work sounding like this. And secondly, I can't go to work bringing with me COVID-19, because there are so many people in our industry who are also immunocompromised or immunodeficient, who can suffer even more greatly than I do from this illness. When I first caught COVID in February 2022, I was bedridden for 5 days. It was literal months before I had gotten rid of a cough that just would not go away. There was definite and noticeable damage to my lung control, my lung capacity. These are things that I depend on as a voice actor, and things that I have had to work and exercise and really focus on re-increasing and getting back to even close to normal. So this isn't just I'm out of work for 2 weeks. This is, or at least it was for me the first time, months and months and months of relearning how to use my tools and how to handle my breath. You know, I work in anime where there's a lot of really long extended screams, and you know, I was at half the amount of time I could hold out a scream as I was before I had it. These are things that affect some of your favorite voice actors and some of your favorite actors in the industry. So what I would like to do is request that anyone who's going to a convention at any point during this year and years to come, no matter where the convention is, no matter who you are and in what capacity, please, please, please take a COVID test before, during, and after the convention. Especially anyone who had contact with me over at ALA. I only started feeling symptoms Sunday evening. So please, if you had contact with me, especially Saturday or Sunday, please test. Please make sure you're not carrying anything. If you do test positive, please isolate. This is still a very serious illness. We're in the middle of a very serious peak right now, okay? And I would even put this challenge to con staff, right? If you can, if it's within your budget, I would challenge you to have COVID tests available on site for people. Not just your staff, but any attendee who might come in and might be concerned. I would highly encourage you to have COVID tests available. Most people's insurance don't cover these anymore. They're starting to be more and more expensive and harder to find because everyone keeps buying them quietly and not telling anyone that they're testing for COVID. So please, please, please test. Take care of yourselves. If you are sick, please don't go to a convention. Even if it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet your favorite actor, you may be giving them something that could end their career. That's how serious this is. And I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about that anymore because we all like to pretend that everything's back to normal, but it isn't. I'm right now going to be in a situation where for the next few weeks, I'm going to struggle because I'm not going to be able to go into work. Even when I'm no longer feeling symptoms, I have to wait and isolate because I cannot risk and endanger the other people that I work with. So again, I don't want to lay any of this on the shoulders of ALA staff. They were all incredible. I was masked 90% of the con. Going forward, I may not unmask for pictures. We'll have to see what this experience does for me. But other than that, I know this is a particularly long video, but I really wanted to get all of that out and off my chest. Again, thank you to the staff. Thank you to everybody who showed up. If you showed up sick, please reconsider next time. If you are feeling ill, please don't go and see your favorite guests. Please. We would love the opportunity to meet and talk with you, but we cannot keep doing what we do and keep doing the things that you love if something like this is taking us out of the game. So please think about that as you continue to venture back into cons as we try to kind of assume a normalcy again. Please keep in mind that your choices do affect the people you're there to see and the people around you, other convention goers as well. All that said, thank you so much. I'm going to go back to resting for a little bit, and I'll see all y'all later. Take care. Thank you again, ALA staff. You guys were all amazing. Thank you. Bye.